In the previous video, we saw that the cause of our thoughts and feelings is our own nature. Therefore, we don't need to correct our thoughts. We saw that it is our nature that needs to be corrected. In this video, our Bagavath Aiya explains very beautifully how to correct our nature. Let's get into the video. All the emotions that have manifested in us are just dreams that have already happened. Correcting that dream is neither possible nor is it necessary. Alright, if our nature is the cause of everything, shouldn't we find it and correct it? But we don't even know what kind of nature we have. It is hidden in our subconscious mind. Our experiences and actions are recorded and they become our nature. What we have inherited from our parents, along with all our daily experiences, are stored and our nature exists as a storage warehouse. We cannot access it directly, therefore we have no other way but to give up that effort. Alright, if you take a musical instrument, it will have buttons that produce various kinds of music. If you press just one of those buttons, an unbearable sound will come out. Thinking that this noise has nothing to do with the music, we take that button and throw it away. Now, if you press the next button, an even worse sound comes out. If we keep removing each button like this, in the end, there will be no instrument left. We cannot find fault with anything in our nature. In our nature, just like with the button, we cannot say what is necessary and what is unnecessary. We can say that love is the best quality, but in some situations, even anger might be necessary for us. It might seem that sadness is unnecessary. When we incur a loss in our business, we might feel that even sadness is necessary, because only if we feel that sadness can we run the business successfully. So all kinds of natures and emotions exist in a way that is needed to manage our situations. Therefore, there is no compulsion for us to correct our nature. There is also no need to struggle to remove the resulting memories and emotions that manifest. In this situation, what are we to do? Mentally, we cannot do anything regarding our nature. We don't need to do anything regarding the emotions and memories that arise from our nature. Our work is finished simply by discovering that we don't need to do anything. We have already discussed dreaming. Our dream is nothing but our memory. In that dream, there is a movement called I. It seems as if we are engaged in many actions and are having numerous experiences. All of that is just our memories. When we sleep without dreaming, there is no feeling of I. Whenever we become conscious, whether in a dream or in a waking state, the feeling of I arises within us. Our memory is the cause for the feeling of I. With every experience we have, the feeling of I is also present. It's not that the experience and the experiencer are separate, it's always in the unified state of I am experiencing. In fact, we cannot even say I am experiencing. When anger arises, there is neither I nor anger. There is only the one who is angry. There is no dual aspect of I am getting angry. There is only a single entity with the identity of the angry one. When pleasure arises, there is no dual state of a pleasant experience and I am feeling it. There is only a single entity with the quality of the happy one. But when we try to control our anger by thinking, I should not be angry, or when we think, this pleasure is so wonderful, I must make it last, a division occurs between the experience and the experiencer. Only when a need arises does the aspect of I, which has the duty to fulfill it, gain importance. Only when I gains importance is the experience considered a separate entity. When we are unable to change or hold on to any of our experiences, there is only an undivided movement of the mind. In this state, all experiences come, exist, and go away on their own. In that state, our mind does not get split into two. The mind does not engage in a struggle to correct itself. Because of this, our mind operates on its own, in a state where there is no person acting as a controller. The main difference between our dream state and waking state is that our dream operates on its own. We cannot change our dream to match what we desire. It just happens on its own. But in our waking state, we impose our own desires and efforts. Let's think a little more about the dreams we have. In them, there is no gap between thought and action. There's no process of deciding how to do something and then doing it. But in our waking state, when we are engaged in some activity, while that action is ongoing, we might be thinking about something completely unrelated to it. That kind of state doesn't exist in our dreams. There's no situation where thought is one thing and action is another. Because in a dream, the entire substance is just our memory. It is our memory that appears as action, that appears as an event. Therefore, the movement that occurs in a dream happens as a single, continuous motion, on its own, without any interference from us. Similarly, even in our waking state, the memories and feelings that arise in us also occur on their own, just as they do in a dream. So, are you asking what the difference is between a dream and the waking state? When we lie down to sleep, we are not aware of the bed we are lying on. We are also not aware of the fan spinning above us. We are only aware of the events and scenes that appear in our dream. Our entire attention is focused only on the dream. It is not on our senses. All the senses are inactive and at rest. Because our attention is on the dreamscape, only the dreamscape is prominent. He recounts that once a few years ago, Bagavath Aiya was staying at a friend's house. In the early morning, he had a dream. In that dream, a relative came to his house, stood at the doorstep, and was singing Tevaram. His singing was very beautiful. Ayya was very surprised. He wondered, he has no connection to spirituality, so how is he singing Tevaram so well? So surprised, Ayya asks, "You know how to sing, and you're singing Tevaram so beautifully," he exclaimed. Without giving any reply, the man continued to sing. At that moment, Ayya woke up from the dream. Only after waking up did he realize that his friend was standing near him singing Tevaram to wake him up. While sleeping, the sense of hearing is still active. However, we perceive it as an event occurring within the dream. It transforms and presents itself in a way that fits the dream's context. We only perceive what our mind shows us. Alright? All this happens in our dreams. How does it happen in the waking state? In our dream state, we are unaware of what is happening around us. Only what appears in our memory becomes an event in our dream. But in our conscious state, we are aware of ourselves. We are also aware of our surroundings. We are also aware of our thoughts. Even though we have the freedom to perceive everything, can we think about everything at the same time? That's not possible. We can only see and feel one thing at a time. The possibility of knowing everything at once does not exist for anyone. Even if we have the opportunity to fully understand and know everything, we can only truly perceive what our mind aligns with and presents to us. There are people called Satavadani and Dasavadani who can perform multiple tasks at once. Even they cannot be in more than one place at the same time. In essence, what we perceive through the mind is what we perceive in dreams and in the waking state. In dreams, there is no freedom of choice, but in the waking state, there is freedom. This is the difference between the two. This freedom is the only thing that differentiates the two. In the waking state, we believe that our mind has freedom. Therefore, in the waking state, we interfere with our thoughts and emotions. By interfering in this way, we come to the wrong conclusion that we can organize the thoughts and emotions in our conscious state. We cannot organize it that way. It operates on its own and disappears on its own. Understanding that there is nothing for us to do about it is true wisdom. What is the benefit of this understanding? What change does it bring? Let us discuss this in the next video. Stay tuned until then. Thank you.